literally almost hit the start question one button as instead of the start recording button, which would have been it would have been fine. I would have worked around it. What's up, thinkers? It's me, Quizmaster Jack, Thinking Games Trivia, and we are at the halfway point. Week 24 of 2024 of Buzzword. Halfway through. Years flying by. Let's check out what sort of questions they got for us.
In this film, a woman in a trolley station is electrocuted on a power line after running away from a man dressed as a skeleton. This film ends as a child plays the dead protagonist's guitar in a favela. For 10 points, what 1959 Marcel Camus film set during Carnival stars Marpessa Dawn as Eurydice?
All right, a Brazilian movie set in 1954 Brazilian movie? Black Orpheus. Okay. I got partway there. I haven't thought about Black Orpheus in a long time. Tough question to start out with.
This is the current name of an attraction that was named Gold Rush Junction when it was bought by Art Modell. The U.S.'s first wing coaster, Wild Eagle, is in this park in Pigeon Forge near the Great Smoky.
Oh, that's Dollywood. Dollywood was, I just happened to stay in, or at the same exit as Pigeon Forge as I was driving out to Virginia. We just happened to stop, right by Dollywood. It was the middle of winter, so it wasn't really, busy, per se. But it was a interesting place to stop for the night. I went to the Buc-ee's. That was the main attraction by Dollywood that we partook in as part of my road trip. Was going to the Buc-ee's.
In this show's finale, Mud Coffee is drunk by Darling, who later goes over the top.
It's gotta be Blackadder, because I said over the top. That's the World War I term for going out of the trenches and charging the enemy, which usually do not end up well for the people who did it, because you're open ground during trench warfare. It's where you get got. So Blackadder, the series, was kind of would you call it anthology? I don't know, it was like the same actors playing the same sorts of people in different periods of time in British history, and the last full series was set in the trenches during World War I, and the series ended with all of the characters going over the top. Rowan Atkinson, Hugh Laurie in that. Never seen an episode, but give me that BritCon. I get a 19 on this BritCon.
This man and Van Dyke Parks wrote the song Vegetables to jokingly promote organic food. He used the title of another of his songs, Heroes and Villains, to refer to the voices in his head. The album's smile and pet sounds were mainly
That's gotta be Brian Wilson, then. Lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did. Notably of the Beach Boys, and notably left the Beach Boys to not do much for a while. It's like that Barenaked Ladies song. Most of my familiarity with Brian Wilson comes from that Barenaked Ladies song. But also Pet Sounds is very, very famous Beach Boys album.
This publisher first printed an interview of Nazi leader George Lincoln Rockwell, conducted by author Alex Haley. Holly Madison.
Now this is a Hefner. Yeah, because Hugh Hefner. There's a lot of important. There's actually a fair amount of important literary journalism that happened in Playboy in that time. I think Kurt Vonnegut did a lot of writing for Playboy, and because Playboy was on the edge, so they could, in a time when black journalists were kind of marginalized, he could give Alex Haley a venue for his works.
The protagonist of this film takes over an assignment from Carver, a colleague.
Bullet Train? Oh boy, that Bullet Train knowledge. I don't know why that was so readily available, but yeah. So, Lady, it was. I watched this on a plane. So Bullet Train. It's a wild movie. Maybe a little too, maybe a little too much going on in it. Maybe too many storylines. Brad Pitt is some sort of just like nefarious or like underground dude that just does stuff. So he was supposed to go on the train. Carver, who we later find is played in a cameo by Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, he took the job from Carver and he needed to go on the bullet train, get a briefcase, and there's just so many people on this train. All sorts of hitmen. Joey King's there. I won't spoil the actor who plays the big bad, but it was pretty good. Yeah, that's a super solid 20. Who knows if it's going to be Best Buzz, but I got it on the first proper noun, like the very first proper noun. So that would just be reaction speed with somebody else.
This actor stars as Bud Davenport in the 2023 Broadway remount of Gutenberg, the musical. That show reunites this man and Andrew Rannells, his co-star in a musical in which his character falls in love with Nabu Longi in Uganda. For 10 points, who originated Elder Cunningham in The Book of Mormon?
I don't know who did that. That seems pretty deep. Let's just see if it's Groff. Josh Gad. All right, that was gettable. But I was stuck on mostly Broadway people, and Josh Gad has switched over to movie and TVs. The Broadway exploits of Josh Gad, not readily available to me.
In this game, players can acquire the companion Feedy and a feather duster keepsake by improving affinity with the maid Dusa.
This is just Hades. This Dusa. God, what is a companion? I don't even know what that first one is. I love Hades. Hades is probably one of the best games of all time. And Hades 2 is no slouch either. Yeah, I could have gotten in earlier on that with the feather duster thing. But I was wondering if it was some other thing that had a feather duster. So Dusa, who is the maid of the House of Hades, is literally just Medusa's head. Like the Gorgon from Greek myth. Well, there's other Gorgons, so I'm not sure if that one is specifically Medusa, but they call her Dusa, one of the many great characters in that game. Sorry, now I'm just thinking about Hades 2. I use this point to brag that I beat Kronos before the nerf, like the very first nerf. Beat him in early access. Anybody care about that? No? Okay.
This artist collaborated with Aloe Black and Morton on Never Be Alone, an example of the future rave style. A 2022 hit originated with this DJ's remix of a song subtitled Daba D and originally by Eiffel 65.
Okay, so it's the
BB Rexa collaborated with
BB Rexa for the Blue.
What French DJ on the song I'm Good, Blue?
Is that David Guetta? Let's try Guetta. It was David Guetta. Like, I knew what the song was. It's like, not he adapted a song that like wasn't great, but and I don't think the new song is great either. So it's just like, okay, who did that thing with BB Rexa? French DJ, huh? I know one French DJ.
This actress played Sheila, who encounters the Knights of Serbia after becoming a zombie on the show Santa Clarita Diet.
Wait.
During the WGA strike, she briefly tried to film her talk show.
Yes, Barrymore. I don't know why I sat on that. The Santa Clarita Diet, she is the star of Santa Clarita Diet. I just didn't go for it. Well, real extremes here. Two questions going on the highlight reel. 2 questions straight wrong, but still I got a 126. Maybe. Every time I do this and say, "Oh, maybe I got a Best Buzz," I'm wrong. But that bullet train one, somebody just has to react faster than me because it was the first proper noun. Hey, we'll find out. You already know, lovely audience, if it was Best Buzz or not, if the animation came up that says Best Buzz when I did it. Some real great buzzes there. Let's check out sports. I forgot about the companion mechanic in the first Hades. Because I'm so deep into Hades 2 now. Because you would get these little Beanie Baby like things, and And then you could use them during your run, and they would do stuff like damage or other stuff like that. And using Feedy, Dusa shows up and starts shooting people and turning them into stone, like you would expect from a Gorgon. Anyway, enough Hades. Let's see what's going on with sports.
The opening ceremony of an Olympics in this city included a reading of a George Safaris poem. Usain Bolt's first Olympics were held in this city, which was also where Michael Phelps won his first medals. The 2004 Summer Olympics were held in, for 10
what was
points,
2004?
what host city of the first modern games?
It was Athens. I was wondering if it was Athens from the beginning, but I had no real knowledge, so there's no reason to even buzz in and go there. I forgot that Athens was in 2004.
This quarterback ended a 9-year gap between playoff starts with a game in which he threw 2 pick-sixes. This man won Comeback Player of the Year in 2024 after replacing Deshaun Watson on the Browns. For 10 points, what Delaware alumnus won a Super Bowl quarterbacking the 2012 Ravens?
Oh, yeah, it's Flacco. Yeah, I forgot Flacco. This the cavalcade of quarterbacks in Cleveland. I forget about Joe Flacco being the most recent one to have success.
While this man was with the Cubs, he became the first position player to get his first hit of the year during the World Series.
Oh.
In 2023, he had just a 197 average, but hit 47 home runs. The record for playoff...
This sounds a lot like what Kyle Schwarber would do. Yeah. Like, the 3 true outcomes sort of hitter, like Kyle Schwarber. He was on the Cubs. He won the World Series with them, but it was very much like hitting 47 home runs while hitting less than 200. Adam Dunn ain't in the league anymore, so it's probably Kyle.
This guard left the Cavaliers as the second pick in the 1988 NBA expansion draft. This Virginia Tech alum, who was 6th Man of the Year in 1994, retired as the franchise leader in scoring and three-pointers for the Hornets. For 10 points, what guard is the father of NBA player?
Yeah. We'll just say Curry. Dell Curry. Whoa, what is this pre-prompt? Yeah, Dell Curry is Steph Curry's dad. And yeah, he spent so much time because Steph Curry grew up in Charlotte for the most part, I think. Anyway, what is this pre-prompt? Specific titles? Is this just going to be the Marquis of Queensberry? Should I just say buzz in right away and say Queensberry? That seems too obvious with this pre-prompt. So let's just find out what's going on.
A holder of this specific noble title names the premier knockout cup in French rugby. Lord Stanley, the namesake of the Stanley Cup, held this noble title.
What was...
A horse race in Epsom is named after, for 10 points, what British earldom that also indirectly inspired the name of a horse race in Kentucky?
It can't be that. Oh, it's just dirt. Yeah, the Earl of Derby. Ugh. There's so many other horse races that are derbies, though. Yeah. All right, I see what you're doing there. There was a question about the origin of the word derby. Yeah, I should have seen that.
While playing for a team based in this state, Bill Masterton became the only NHL player to die from in-game injuries. Norm Green moved the team out of this state in 1993,
I know what team left. Pretty sure that's when the North Stars left, and it's the greatest tragedy that's ever occurred in the game of hockey. Well, I guess that guy dying was pretty bad too. Taking hockey out of the state of hockey. Go wild. That's all I have to say.
This is the birth country of former Pacers player TJ Leaf. Kyle Kuzma, Jordan Poole, and a player born in this country were the 3 leading scorers for the 2023-2024 Washington Wizards. Omri Caspi and Denny Avdia were born in, for 10 points, what country, the home of Maccabi Tel Aviv?
Oh. These sports questions just turn into geography questions.
In 2019, this athlete surprisingly split with coach Sasha Bajin and eventually hired current coach Vin Bisset.
So
she
familiar.
won her first major title in 2018 after a final in which an umpire disciplined her opponent, Serena Williams. For 10 points, name this first Japanese player to...
Osaka? Yeah, the first Japanese player to win any tennis majors? I think that's how that goes.
This right-handed batter hit .372 while winning his second straight AL batting title in 2000. In 2004, he was traded to the Cubs after his team replaced him with Orlando Cabrera. 1997's AL Rookie of the Year was, for 10 points, what Boston shortstop who went by a name that is...
Forgot about Noma. His name is his father's name backwards. His father was named Ramon, so they named him Nomar in some real Alucard Dracula type thing. That's what the Garcia Parras have in common with Vlad Tepes. Dracula. They just take the father's name, reverse it, and give it to the son.
In a 1999 playoff game against St. Louis, this man was fined for squirting a water bottle at a ref.
Oh.
As the rookie member of the 3 Deep trio, he had 17 touchdown receptions playing alongside Jake Reed and Chris Carter.
This is Randy Moss. This is very Minnesota-focused. Yeah, I know about Jake Reed and Chris Carter. Got my Chris Carter jersey still. Yeah, it's Randy Gene Moss. Straight cash, homie. That's going to be it for the first half of Buzzword this season. I had some very strong gets, and knock on wood, I did check. I do have best buzz on Bullet Train as of recording. Still a lot of time for people to play to do better than me, but we'll see. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. If you appreciated this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you like Buzzword, you can play it yourself over at neqt.com/buzzword. That'll close out the first half of 2024. We'll see you next week for the second half. Bye.